Good evening, everyone. Welcome to V8 Online's live coverage of the Cup Price Racing Mazda MX5 Challenge. Tonight we are at Circuit Zolder in Belgium. 23 laps ahead for the drivers and looking forward to having a fantastic night of racing. Once again, Jay Kennedy, and tonight joining me in the booth, Cameron Dance. Cam, it's going to be a very, very fun night of racing.
Yeah, indeed it is. It's going to be interesting to see how this goes, with it being one of the more technical circuits the series is going to go to this season. So it's going to be interesting to see how these guys can get around this technical Zolder circuit and what sort of racing it can bring.
Drivers currently going through a little warm-up phase at the moment. I've got a bit left in that, but yeah, as you said, it's a very technical, tight track. A very, very underutilized track, as we said a few times throughout the last few weeks on V8 Online broadcasts. The tracks we've been going to been a little bit underutilized, but this one here is one that is very, very underutilized, I feel, and I think tonight we'll see some very tight, close racing with how well these cars can go side by side and how aggressive these drivers can be in these cars. Good to see how they battle.
Yeah, it definitely will be. I mean, we've seen some very, very close racing so far throughout this series, both at Summit Point and also at the first round at Bathurst. So it's, with no doubt, probably going to be just as good here at Zolder, and if not better.
Full field of 39 cars for this one tonight, so very even split of cars. Just the one split of racing, so everyone that has wanting to have a go tonight is in the race, which is good to see. Always good to have everyone making a broadcast split, so we're going to have to catch our breath before we run through the grid with 40 cars though. So seeing Dane Warren's just gone to the fastest in this warm-up session. He is up the front in qualifying. I do know that when I was setting the grid before. So here's one to watch, but Josh Anderson is the driver who will start this race from pole position. Newest acquisition to One Performance Racing, and those guys look very, very strong in this class. Already seen some guys battling very, very hard in the warm-up, which is good to see. It means that we're going to be in for a very action-packed race. Guys will be very aggressive too, making sure that they use every single bit of track and off-track area that they can. Some of the chicanes and the corners are very aggressive in the way that the cut track system works. Same token though, you can actually take a bit of dirt in some areas and have it work to your advantage, which we've seen at Bathurst, at Summit Point, and the drivers also had that at Watkins last week, which unfortunately we didn't get to broadcast. So we will go through the starting grid when it loads up. Right on cue. There it is. Josh Anderson will start from pole. Travis Schwecking in second position. Dane Warren in third. Jeff Harley in fourth. Tony Catchin in fifth. Ethan Warren in position. Scott Fountain in seventh. Matt Morris in eighth. Dylan Shepard in ninth. Richard Brookfield in 10th.
And 11th, we have Jake Maloney. 12th, Michael Hammond. 13th, Ross Daniels. 14th, Brody Whitmore. 15th, Tim Weston. 16th, Bo Albert. 17th, Sam Katakunas. 18th, Mitchell Bales. 19th, Thomas McMillan. And rounding out the top 20 is Simon Black.
We got Michael Cracknell in 21st. Shane Witt in 22nd. Simon Mazzomo 23rd. Brian Nakora in 24th position. Then Jason Bentz in 25th. Matthew Huppets in 26th. Brett Selby Wood in 27th. Adam McLeod, David Miller, and Austin Rand.
And then finishing off the order is Stephen Varga in 31st, 32nd Wayne Taylor, and 33rd Oliver Fulton.
Drivers that were in the practice decided not to race. We get ready to go. Revs are rising. We are away. Round 4 of the Cup Price Racing MX5 Challenge, Circuit Zolder. 23 laps. We're going to get through turn 1 fairly well. It's nice and wide, which is very good for these cars. A little bit of contact. 2 cars running off the track. Like it might be Sam Katakustanousis. Run off the track. Go back to the front. Looks like everything's fairly settled there. It's Anderson from Schwecky, then Rahali, Warren, Catchin, your top 5. Have a look at them all spread out, coming down this back straight and into the first chicane. Oh, big crash.
Bit of contact.
Hammond's facing the wrong direction. We'll get a Cut Price Racing replay and see exactly what happened. Michael Hammond, but he was up in their bottom half of the top 10.
I think that's just been a little bit of a racing incident with the field just checking up there and everybody not quite expecting to get on the brakes so early, and that's just caused a bit of a bottleneck effect, unfortunately, involving a couple of guys.
A little bit unfortunate there for Hammond. So we go back live. We're about to complete the first lap. This race will go time certain as well, so if we have any issues in regards to needing a safety car or the like, we will end up with a time certain finish of 45 minutes, but we should get through these 23 laps of racing. It should be right on 45 minutes. The front 4 have split. So Anderson, Schwecky, Warren and Rahali have split from the rest of the field. And Sonny Catchin, who we've seen make some marvellous plays and masterful performances, he's stuck in a big gaggle of cars and he's lost that front train.
He's currently sitting in 5th and he's just fallen away from those top 4 guys, currently scrapping with those further down in the top 10, but after the performance he's actually put on in the past few rounds, it would not be surprised that if he were to catch up to the rest come the later in the race.
A little bit of contact just behind him. Matt Morris into the back of Dylan Shepherd, and he's got a bit of a bad run, and he'll tuck in behind Ethan Warren, who's gone up 1 spot into 7th position. Another bit of nose-to-tail contact. We'll go back to the battle at the front, though. These first 4 are pulling away at a fairly decent rate.
Yeah, they're all working together by the looks of it, just not really fighting too hard. And if they do try to make a pass, they do it before they get to the corner. So they're being very smart with their racecraft at this point. But come the later part of the race, so it's definitely going to get very, very close and probably result in a little bit of contact in argy-bargy, I reckon.
I'm pretty sure there'll be some big pushing and shoving, elbows out stuff, which is what we've seen so far in this series, and it's been very, very fun to watch. So fingers crossed we see clean, hard, aggressive racing when it comes the end of this one. We start lap number 3. The gap between Rahali and Catchin is 1.9 seconds, so I'll keep an eye on that over the next few laps. And with that pack just behind, Dylan Shepherd and Ethan Warren look the raciest out of this pack. Matt Morris now side by side with Ethan Warren. You get the move done up the inside, so that's moved back through to where he was. And our boy Fonte's actually dropped 2 spots from where he started. He's got a bit of damage to the front of that car.
Yeah, I think that damage was probably due to what happened on lap 1 with that bottleneck effect into the first chicane, but he's doing all right to stay in the top 10 at this point.
This front 4 are definitely working together very well, because Sonny Catchin is now 2.3 seconds behind. And that gap is dropping a lot. And Travis Schwecky having a look side by side for the lead.
Anderson's going to have the better line here if he can hold on to it, and he does. And
oh, Ethan Warren getting forced out into the dirt in contact between Rahali. And guess what this does? That brings that other pack up closer. They're down under a second, so we're going to see a real 10-car battle for the lead in just a moment.
Rahali's possibly going to look to want to make a move here on Warren, so...
And Sonny Catchin's right there.
And they've got onto the back, so that's all it took. One small little bit of fighting, and that was it.
It's got Fountain, Jake Maloney side by side. They're 8th and 9th. Ethan Warren, Richard Brookfield behind 10th and 11th, both side by side. And Fonte drops back another spot. He got back up to 8th, and he drops back behind Jake Maloney back into 9th. We've got 10 cars at the front. Oh, I'm hearing cars crashing in the background. Big incident. Matthew Huppets has got a lot of damage to the front of his car. I'm going to cut Price Racing replay and see if we can work out what happened there. But Huppets in the black MX5.
Oh, it just looks like he just turned it and then.
Oh, I didn't realise the car was there.
Slightly too early, yeah. That's really unfortunate.
So he's made contact with David Miller, and Miller didn't have to move. It wasn't his role to move, so held his line, and that's incident or race done for Huppets. We go back to the front. Real battle going on. Front 7 have pulled away from the rest of the field, but that pack with Sonny Catchin, Matt Morris, Dylan Shepherd, they've dropped off once again. And Travis Schwecke really trying to get past Josh Anderson. I think he's got some good pace, but he just can't find a spot to get through.
Yeah, Morris is also looking quite racy on Catchin here, so would not be surprised if Matt can get a move done, although they don't want to fight too hard, or they'll lose the pack even more.
They need to think about it a bit logically here. Work together. Catch up to that other pack. You've got a fair chunk of racing to go. You've still got around about 36 minutes of racing left. So don't have to do anything too extravagant yet. Just get yourself in the right position for the end of this race. But at the end of the day, they're all racers. They all love fighting. So I don't think some of these guys will be going in there with the attitude of, we'll wait. They'll want to fight for it now. Back in the field, seeing Simon Mazzomo side by side with Shane Witt. And Mazzomo goes through. And bump drafting behind Ross Daniels. Daniels, Witt, Mazzomo. This looks a little bit messy. Back up the front, Rahali's got through on Dane Warren, and Sonny Catchin's caught back up again. And that battle, the 7-car battle, has pulled nearly 4 seconds. Side by side goes Morris and Catchin once again, and that's going to slow them up. Sonny Catchin may actually have a slowdown penalty because he is dropping. Oh, big shunt between Shepherd and Catchin.
Morris also got very loose as well to that chicane, so he's lucky to hold on. Shepherd's going to go up the inside.
Oh,
well.
Shepherd's been put in the fence. Sonny Catchin out as well. Big crash. Looks like they're going to not get any other cars involved, but that was a little bit messy. A little unnecessary. Just saying these guys didn't need to fight that hard this point in the race, but that was a strange one. Yeah, Sonny Catchin was just holding his line there, had his 2 left-hand wheels on the white line. And Shepherd probably thought he had a little bit more room than he did. Unfortunate end of that battle. Sonny Catchin continues on. Shepherd is out of the race. Sonny Catchin now in 11th position.
And giving Brady Whitmore a bit of a hurry up there as well.
Good pack of cars here. Whitmore, Catchin, Weston, Albert and McMillan. Tenth through to 14th. A little bit of a gap back to Dranacora behind, but Tim Weston and Bo Albert were side by side for a moment there, and McMillan might take advantage of that poor run.
Oh, Kinch's making more contact on. McMillan's also managed to get up the inside as well.
Oh, this is a messy looking pack now. We've got 10 cars in this pack.
and it's only probably going to get bigger. Oh, Bo Albert trying to get a move done into the chicane there. Oh,
Oh,
just
big
bottleneck
hit.
effect.
Oh, and the car has gone around. It's Jason Bentz. We go back to the front because this is well and truly on. Defending it on the inside line is Anderson. Travis Schwecke.
Oh, no, Michael's lost it as well.
Yeah, Michael
In a
Cracknell's
bit.
been involved too. I'm going to cut Price Racing replay and see if we can find all of the stuff that went on there because that was messy. You can see there vents going around. On board with Michael Cracknell here. Oh, big slide, big tank slapper moment for McMillan, and innocent bystander was Crackers. Cracknell taken
Yeah,
out.
no
Wow.
idea.
No, didn't even see it coming. We go back live. Dane Warren on board with him at the moment. Jeff Rahali, the next car up. Travis Schwecke next. Josh Anderson, the lead car, who I think is holding up Schwecke and Rahali. Warren looks like he's happy just sitting at the back of this 4-car train. Saying that almost runs into the back of Jeff Rahali. The front four look fairly settled in the way that they're behaving at the moment. It looks like we've lost Fonty as well, whose internet's dropped out. Unfortunate for him. He was hoping that his internet wouldn't have any issues, but he's succumbed to that. Morris, Maloney, and Ethan Warren and Richard Brookfield, they're clear of everyone else. Sonny Catchin's taken Brody Whitmore with him. Of course, that other battle pack that we were watching before, Tim Weston, Simon Mazzoma, Duranacora up the inside. He'll get the move done. That pack of cars has shuffled around a little bit after the incident involving McMillan and Cracknell. And Ethan Warren's found the dirt at the final corner. Just all going off.
Yeah, he's actually missed that corner by quite a bit, actually.
Hearing Bo Albert's having issues as well.
Yeah, he's apparently lost game stone. I did see him pull off a lap earlier or so at turn 2 and was wondering what happened there.
So Anderson's pulled a bit of a gap now on Travis Schwecke, Jeff Rahali, and Dane Warren, about 0.6 of a second, but that will close up fairly quick, I would imagine. Is that pack behind really slidey coming out of the chicane. And Dane Warren's got a run here. He's going to clear past Jeff Rahali. Rahali possibly had a slowdown penalty there.
Yeah, I think he might have actually with how he just let Dane through there. Hasn't lost a huge amount of time, so he's still on this.
And Matt Morris is catching these guys as well. He's currently one of the fastest drivers on the track is Matt Morris. And he's riding this 5-car battle now for the race lead. Jake Maloney a little bit further back. He's off in a battle all by himself at the moment. Richard Brookfield just behind. And then Sonny Catchin, Ethan Warren, who's run off at the final corner again. Oh, keep it out of the fence. Just hits the...
Yeah, just a slight little bit, and that's unsettled Warren there.
Go back live. Duran Nakora, Simon Mazzomo, Mitchell Bales in a very tight battle at the moment. But the field's spread a fair bit at the moment. The front
Yeah, it
five is
is.
spread out.
Yeah, they have. Dane Warren, I saw earlier, tried to make a move at the chicane, but he outbraked himself and unfortunately got a slowdown. So that's unfortunately not really helped him too much. But he's managed to actually recover from that. And Matt Morris has actually got right up to the back of Jeff Rahali here. So this is actually quite interesting as to what's happened in the last lap or so.
I think a few guys have just looked at how many laps are left in this race and thought a bit logically about it. No, MX5 races traditionally in the iRacing service have been fairly short sprint races, but these are a little bit longer than what these guys are used to, and Rahali's made a big mistake. Manages to hold it and keep going. Anderson now has 1.8 seconds over Travis Schwecke. And Dane Warren has caught up to the back once more. But Anderson's just broken away.
Yeah, he's really pulled a gap in these last few laps, which is quite interesting to see.
Anderson broken away a fair amount, but I wouldn't be surprised if the pack comes back to him in the next few laps. These guys will start to settle down, get back into a rhythm again. That lap then, fastest lap of the race, a 1:49.1 for Anderson. So 1:41.92, 1:48.9 for Dane Warren. Of course, a big thank you to our sponsors, Cut Price Racing, for all their support. Goes on behind the scenes here at V8s Online. We appreciate their support. Make sure you head over to their Facebook page, give them a like. And up the inside goes Dane Warren side by side. Move done. Oh, they both run wide. Oh. Schwecke must have got a slowdown because he's now dropped back in behind Matt Morris.
Yeah, I think he has there. So he's lost a massive, massive amount of time now.
He's 4 seconds behind Josh Anderson. Be interesting to see what Dane Warren could do now that he's got clear air too and whether he can catch up. We've got 3 wide. Back in the field, 11th, 12th, 13th. Bales, Mazzomo, Weston, Witt, Duran Nakora, Brody Whitmore, all together in a big pack of cars. 6-car battle.
Oh, and Weston's lost it as well.
Get another look and see exactly what happened there. Side by side he was with Mitchell Bales and just power on a bit too early and around he goes. And we've got another replay on screen of a slow exit for Rahali and Matt Morris. It's the move done down the front straight into turn 1. Saying that, they're still going at it. Morris has just dropped 2 spots. That's not the ideal line off in the dirt out there. So go back live. We are now past the halfway point in the race. And Anderson to Warren is now down to 1.4 seconds. Last lap, Warren took 7/10 out of Josh Anderson.
Yeah, that's quite interesting to see. So we could really actually see a battle coming up here very shortly at the rate he's going.
Matt Morris is now closing back up onto the back of Travis Schwecke as well. Duran Nakora, Brody Whitmore, Simon Mazzobo, Mitcho Bales, Jason Bentz, Shane Witt, all still together. New addition to that battle pack is Jason Bentz, who's now up to 13th. Sam Katakazinos. I'm going to get it right one day, Sam. I'll get it right one day. But now we've got a 7-car battle for the last spot inside the top 10. Or last 2 spots inside the top 10. We go back to the front once more. 11 laps to go. Morris right on the tail of Travis Schwecke, but gap first back to second is now back under 1 second.
Yes, that gap's closing ever so slightly, but it will eventually hopefully close up even more over the next few laps.
You can see how close that gap's got because they've just broken away from Rahali, Schwecke and Morris behind. As Brody Whitmore drops down the timesheets.
Yeah, there was a bit of contact between himself and Duran Nikora there, so that's why. And actually, Mazzomo's gone now by, so
yeah,
up into 9th, I believe.
Yeah, Mazzomo now 9th, Duran Nikora in 10th, and here's the replay of the incident. So Whitmore's dropped from 10th back all the way to 15th position. And that bad run that Nakora got, Mazzomo just shot it up the inside. And through he went. Saying that, they still haven't shuffled back into line. As we go back live, Shane Witt has dropped back behind Brody Whitmore. But have a look at the battle right at the front of the field. The front two now separated by half a second.
Yeah, that gap's really closed up. So Dane's going to be putting pressure on very shortly, I'd say. And if he can, he's probably going to try and make a move at some point.
Fastest official lap has just been set by Travis Schwecke with a 1:49.2. But fastest lap was the lap just then by Dane Warren, a 1:48.6. He's going a half a second quicker by cutting over some dirt somewhere. 2 wheels in the dirt. Ultra aggressive moves. He's worked out where he can cut it fine and where he can be a bit more aggressive. And have a look at how dirty the exit is there coming out of turn number 4.
Yeah, it's pretty well caked in gravel, so you might as well be getting the dirt tires out for that corner.
You need to bring a bucket and spade when you go through turn 4 now. But Anderson, he will see in his rear vision mirror how close Dane Warren is. Ready to pounce. The All-Star Motorsport MX5 of Dane Warren. Second position, chasing down the One Performance Racing MX5 of Josh Anderson in first. Got 9.5 laps to go. This race is flying by.
Yeah, it's gone by fairly quickly, despite what the lap times may say, as these guys have been actually fighting quite hard, so it's actually been quite entertaining.
It's been good this whole series so far, how aggressive the drivers have been and how willing they are to fight for their position. Next week it will surely continue as we head to another draft fest. Phillip Island next week. Looking forward to seeing how everyone plays that, especially coming into turn 1. That'll be crazy. I'm sure we'll see 3 wide through turn 1 at some point. Maybe 4 wide. But Warren is right there now.
Yeah, he is. He's really really close that gap up. So it's going to be move incoming very shortly, if not at the
Right
chicane.
now. Here he
Yeah,
goes.
actually.
He's got an overlap and he's going to get it done. Move done. Josh Anderson had nothing to come back with there. So he's now going to tuck in and get some draft and try and make a move on Dane Warren later in the race. And you actually hear Anderson out of the throttle. While this lead battle is settled for a slight moment, Durant Nakor has pulled away from that battle pack behind, but Jason Ben, Simon Mazzomo, Sam Katakazunis, I'm going to get it right one day, Brody Whitmore, Mitchell Vale, Shane Witt, all still going at it. So you got 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th, 13th, 14th, all still battling very hard. And they're side by side, bouncing all over the road. They come down into the chicane. Battle's back on for lead again. Sorry. Sorry, Cam.
Yeah, I was just about to say, Benson's actually done quite well because he's actually managed to get into the top 10 after actually being down at about 15th a few laps ago.
Yeah, I think last time we got into 10th, he got turned around when the cars all checked up at the chicane. Back up the front. These guys are going at it. We've got 8 laps to go. Currently on lap 16 of this 23-lap race. Big thank you if you are tuning in for the first time, the Cut Price Racing MX5 Challenge. Another big weekend of broadcasting here at Fouts Line coming up with the official iRacing Bathurst 1000. Looking forward to bringing that one to you over the weekend. Starts at 12 noon Australian Eastern Daylight Savings Time. Haven't got my conversion sheet in front of me, but around about 9 p.m. Eastern in the States. 1 a.m. in the UK or thereabouts.
Yeah, it's about that by, I think it'd be about 1 GMT.
Oh, big moment for Warren as he's pulled a fairly decent gap as Anderson's had a bit of a mistake and a slowdown. I think Warren just looked in his mirror and he just put his foot on the gas thinking, yeah, I've got away, and just had a big slide. Sorry, mate, I kept cutting you off.
That's fine. There's a lot going on, so.
Tell you what's interesting, Travis Schwecke, we saw him, he dropped about 2.5 seconds back. Last lap, he was the fastest out of the top 5 drivers. Actually, fastest driver on track. Half a second quicker than Rahali. And this lap, he's gained some more time. He's starting to hunt down these boys at the front. I think we'll have all 4 of these cars at the front, all back together again by the end of the last lap.
Yeah, I would not be surprised if they all actually bunch back up by the end of the race, actually, with the pace that these boys have got. So, yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what happens.
Oh, Matt Morris has just run very wide at turn 1, but last lap around Dame Warren did a 1:49.6, 1:50.8 for Josh Anderson. That's his slowest lap of the race. Jeffrey Harley was very quick, 1:48.8. Schwecke, a 1:49 flat. That's his fastest lap of the race as he hunts down Dane Warren. 4.3 seconds separating the top 4 at the moment. But that was out as far as about 5.5, not all that long ago. Speaking of battles that are heating up, have a look at the front again. Warren's made a mistake, and right on the tail again is Josh Anderson.
Yeah, he's right there.
Oh,
he's
big
possible
push.
to make a move. Oh, that was very close. He's going to try and hold it around the outside, although it's not easy at this corner. No, he's going to slot back in, actually.
Oh, Warren's missed a gear. You could hear from the onboard the engine just revving. Big shunt in the back from Josh Anderson. And that's going to help this pack behind start to close up. Gap first back to fourth now, 2.5 seconds. 6 laps to go. This is definitely on.
Yeah, it definitely is. And those small minor mistakes like missing gears and using a little bit too much curb or going off or getting sideways, it's just going to cause this pack to close up even more and more as the race goes on and the laps count down.
Fastest out of the pack this time around was Travis Schwecke once again, 149.6, 149.7 for Rahali, 49.7 for Anderson. Dane Warren a 50.9. And we saw that all through the second chicane where he lost a lot of time. And Anderson is ready to pounce once more. And Anderson's got to run here.
He's possibly going to look to make a move up the inside. No, he's going to sit station, actually. Oh, and Warren's run wide over the curb.
Oh, and Anderson goes through.
Oh, and Warren's got to slow down.
Yep. I don't think Anderson was expecting that at all. Dane Warren's dropped first back to third. Back to fourth, actually, as he drops back in behind Travis Schwecke. And the battle for the lead is now between Jeff Rahali and Josh Anderson as they're side by side. These guys are teammates. It's not going to slow them down, though. They're going to battle hard. And now we have 1, 2, 3, 4 separated by under a second once more.
Oh, and Rahali's going to look up the inside of Anderson here. He's going to make the move stick by the looks of it. Or maybe not.
Contact between Schwecke and Warren as well under brakes. And now they're... Oh, here we go.
Anderson's going to have the preferred line here into the last chicane. Oh, Warren giving Schwecke a bit of a bump.
Five to go. The Anderson leads from Jeff Rahali, Travis Schwecke, and Dane Warren in fourth. Matt Morris, fastest out of this pack of cars, around about 1.5 seconds quicker than Schwecke. So we might see him in and make it a 5-car battle with the next couple of laps. You would have thought about 5, 6, 7 laps ago that Josh Anderson had it in the bag with a 2.5 odd second lead. But that's just closed up so quick. And have a look at it now. 5 to go. Still anyone's race.
Yeah, it definitely is. It's all just been those small minor mistakes just adding up together and guys fighting together, and that's just caused the entire Ford pack to form. Yes, Rahali's going to look up the inside of the chicane here, and he's going to get it done. Or a bit of panel rowing, but he's managed to get it done.
The Rahali leading for the first time. And Dane Warren's going to look at making a move, possibly. Have a big dive under brakes here. And you get it done. Travis Schwecke now drops back into fourth, so he had 2 changes in position this lap. And Matt Morris is now under 2 seconds away from our race leader. We're going to have a real 5-car battle for the win as we come up to 4 laps to go. Best bit is you don't know who to pick too, because any of these guys could win this one. Oh, Dane Warren.
Yeah, Dane Warren's gone. No.
Dane Warren's just disappeared. Oh, no. This is disastrous.
And his quality's dropping very quickly, so he's going to drop out at this rate.
That's heartbreaking.
Yeah, that's really unfortunate. He was just doing so well and could have possibly even won this race.
So what that does, it promotes Morris up to 4th, Jake Maloney now up to 5th, Richard Brookfield and Sonny Catchin, they're still going at it for 6th and 7th position now. These guys have been battling pretty hard ever since Catchin got dropped back in the field. And Nakora, Mizomo, Bales, they're still going at it too.
Yeah, they are. Katakunos has actually managed to get by those guys, so he's now up into 8th.
Well, this race has just taken off, hasn't it?
Yeah, I don't even know what to say. It's just all sorts of things going on.
It's a quick little chance to get our breath as we come to 3 to go. This is the closest battle on track. The battle for first and second. Rahali and Anderson. These guys are teammates. So they'll definitely be wanting to fight with each other, but keep it clean at the same time, because there'll be some bragging rights on within the One Performance Racing team over who can get the win here tonight. But don't discount that car in third, the 016, Travis Schwecke. He's definitely in with the show here. Very, very quick driver in the MX5. 3 laps to go. There you go, Dane Warren's had a power cut. Unfortunately, we've had that during a broadcast once. Never fun.
No, it's never ideal. I've had a power cut the day before a big event like the Daytona 24 Hour, and it actually did happen. And the modem, unfortunately, got fried in the process. So, yeah, it's never fun when a power cut happens.
No, it's never good at all, but push on for next week. Obviously, as we said, we're off to Phillip Island next week, which will be an awesome track in the MX5. Really looking forward to that one. We'll go to the battle. 6th and 7th. Change of position. Sonny Catchin finally gets through. So he's come from 11th all the way back up to 6th. I don't think he's going to gain any more spots, because the next position up ahead is Jake Maloney in 5th. He's 14 seconds up the road. But great job for Catchin to gather some points out of what could have potentially been a disastrous race for him, as he's just had a slowdown penalty and he's going to give up that position once again back to Brookfield. But back up the front. Josh Anderson still trying to hunt down Rahali, and Rahali had 2 wheels in the dirt under brakes there. I thought he was going to loop it around. Here we go, 2 to go. Unlike some of the other races we've seen where we've sort of said second place was the best spot to be with 1 to go, I think leading is the best place to be on this track. I think Schwecke might have run out of tyres the way that these front 2 are pulling away.
Oh, big slide for Rahali there. Anderson's going to have a run here and possibly look up the inside. There's not a lot of room. He's going to have to go to the outside, and he's going to sit behind.
Oh, big aggressive cut over the curve for Rahali. To see a lap car get out of the way, I would not be surprised if Rahali got a slowdown, and he's going to have to give up the position. Through goes Josh Anderson into the race lead. And Rahali will just hold on from Travis Schwecke. So change for the lead with 1.5 laps to go. This is still on for sure.
Yeah, you can't discount any of these 3 guys at the moment. It's anyone's guess as to who's going to win this. Or Rahali's going to look for a move around the outside, or he's going to sit station. No, he's going to sit station instead.
Oh, Travis Schwecke thought about throwing it up the inside there.
Rahali's actually got a very good run at this stage at the moment, so he's going to try again. And he's actually managed to get it done as well. Oh, a bit of contact.
Final lap, white flag is out. They cross the start-finish line here in round 4 of the Cup Price Racing MX5 Challenge. Who's your money on, Cam? I don't know.
I don't know either. It's too close to call.
Travis Schwecke once again has dropped back. Just struggling to get drive out of the second to last corner, out of the hairpin. I think his boots are fairly fried. Matt Morris is starting to catch him too, but it's definitely not over at the front. Oh, way off in the dirt goes Rahali. Anderson will close up. They take as much of that curb as they can, as much as they dare. At the moment, it looks like Rahali may have done enough to hold on. Oh, big slide from Anderson.
Yeah, it's going to take a bit of trying for Anderson to try and get by here as he's running out of corners. He's only got one attempt left, and if he can get a good run here, he'll definitely have a chance into the chicane.
Rahali did a great job through the hairpin there. Got great exit, and I think he may have done enough. He's just got to pull it up for one more time. Into the final chicane they come. What a fantastic drive. Great effort from these guys. It's been a lot of fun tonight in the Cup Price Racing MX5 Challenge. But Jeff Rahali will hold on and win round 4 of the Cup Price Racing MX5 Challenge. Josh Anderson finishes in second. Travis Schwecke sets the fastest official lap of the race on the final lap to finish in third. Matt Morris will come home in 4th position. And Jake Maloney was right there with him right at the end.
Yeah, he was. Maloney's actually done quite well to finish in the top 5. Canchin's actually going to hold on for 6th by the looks of it.
Just.
Just.
100th at the end. Sam Kay's going to cross the line next in 8th position. He's got Duran Nakora just behind him, but Simon Mazzomo's got a battle from Mitchell Bales out of the final corner. It looks like he might hold on to that one.
He's actually managed to make that move on the last corner as well. So, well done to Simon there.
Tim Weston comes home in 12th position. Shane Witt in 13th. David Miller in 14th position. Ross Daniels will come home in 15th position. Pretty cool looking livery on that car too. We didn't get to mention it while we were on board with him earlier, but that is pretty cool. Ollie Fullerton next in 16th. Brett Selby Wood in 17th. And Lawson and McLeod is going to be the last battle across the line. That was fairly close. Under a 10th. Lawson holds on. Only 2 cars left to finish the race. Simon Black and Nathan Hupperts. So we go back to Rahali on the back straight. He was just about to do some burnouts and decided against it. But we'll run through the race results because that was awesome fun tonight. Jeff Rahali, as we said, picking up the win. 0.3 of a second over his teammate in Josh Anderson. Travis Schwecke in 3rd. Matt Morris 4th. Only just held on over Jake Maloney. He got there right at the last lap. He finished 5th. Sonny Catchin held on for 6th position over Richard Brookfield. Good recovery from Sonny Catchin. Brookfield, as we said, in 7th. Sam Kay in 8th. Duran Nakora 9th. And Simon Mazzomo rounds out the top 10.
In 11th, we have Mitchell Bales. 12th, we have Tim Weston. 13th, Shane Witt. 14th, David Miller. 15th, Ross Daniels. 16th, Oliver Fullerton. 17th, Brett Wood. 18th, Matthew Lawson. 19th, Adam McLeod. And rounding out the top 20 is Simon Black.
Got Matthew Hupperts in 21st position. Stephen Varga in 22nd. Then we have Brody Whitmore 23rd. Dane Moore in 24th. Jason Betts 25th. Ethan Moore in 26th. Then Michael Hammond, Bo Albert, Thomas McMillan, Scott Fountain, Michael Cracknell, Dylan Shepherd, and Wayne Taylor rounding out the field. Another awesome race in the Cup Price Racing MX5 Challenge. Definitely turned it on once again.
Yeah, absolutely. It's been one hell of another night of racing for sure, and it just keeps getting better and better every single week we go to the series.
As we said, next week we will be off to Phillip Island in this series, so looking forward to bringing that one to you same time next week here on V8 Online next Thursday night. But before we get to that, as we said, we've got the official Bathurst 1000 this weekend. Starts at 12 noon Australian Eastern Daylight Savings Time. Monday night we have the V8 Supercar official, iRacing official V8 Supercar Series. Summit Point this week in the V8s, which has been a lot of discussion about how enjoyable the car is at that track this week. Cam, I know you've done some laps. What are your thoughts on that one?
It's interesting. It's actually a bit of a challenge, but it's actually quite enjoyable at the same time. So, yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how that goes on Monday night, actually.
Yeah, track that very, very familiar to everyone in iRacing, but it's a track that feels a lot like it would be where the V8s would go in Australia. It feels like a real Australian style track, like a Winton or a Simmons Plains or Barbagallo or something like that. So that'll be good fun. On Monday night, Wednesday night, we have the Oceanic Sprint Championship, which I've forgotten where that is next week. Geez, I'm in trouble now for that one, aren't I?
I can't remember actually
No,
where it
I
is
can't
either.
either. I can't either. I had it all written in front of me before, and I've lost my piece of paper. I've lost my notes. But anyway, that's on Wednesday night, as we said. Next Thursday night, we are back for the MX5 Challenge at Phillip Island. Thanks to Cup Price Racing. But Cam, we'll wrap it up. Thank you very much for jumping in.
No worries. It's always good to jump in for a bit of MX5 racing, especially with how close it's been so far. So, yeah, look forward to next week.
Thank you very much for tuning in, everybody. We will see you next week here on V8s Online for the Cup Price Racing MX5 Challenge. And we'll see you on Sunday for the iRacing Bathurst 1000. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.